Hello you guys, I'm back to my channel. Did not have a vlog ready to go up today, so I was like, you know what, since it's my birthday, I'm 29 years old, I'm just gonna sit down in the car and make a video talking about 29 life lessons that I've learned in my 29 years of living. Now, some of these are gonna be life lessons that may not pertain to you, and that's fine, and some of these may be a little funny, and that's fine too. I hope you cannot hear the people leaf blowing. I'm at the doctor's office with my mother, so hopefully you can hear me okay. But let's start out with number one. We're starting strong with this one. Just because they're family does not mean they have to be in your life, okay? If you are somebody that you feel like it doesn't matter how toxic someone is or how they treat you, since they're family, I have to have something to do with them, I'm sorry. That's not the case. That is incorrect. And I have learned over time that family does not mean anything. Blood does not mean anything. I have friends that are my family that are nowhere near blood to me, and they treat me 1,000 times better than my own blood family does. So no, you don't have to have toxic family members in your life just because they're family. Number two, your health is worth it. Your physical health, if this is, and I'm not talking about a number on the scale, I'm not talking about that at all. I'm just talking about your actual physical health is worth your time, it's worth your money, it's worth the energy, and everything that you are investing in yourself is so worth it for your health. Number three, if you are tired, learn how to rest instead of quit. So if you have a goal that you want to achieve, whether that be financially, spiritually, mentally, physically, it doesn't matter. If you are tired and exhausted of trying to reach that goal, take a break for a couple of days, but come back to it. Don't quit that entirely. That is something that I've had to learn, that it's okay to take off days. It's okay. Look at my hair sticking up. It's okay to be tired, to rest, but don't quit and don't give up on yourself. This next one is a hard one for me. Stop expecting you out of everybody else. What I mean by that is stop treating people the way that you would want to be treated, and then you're pissed off when they treat you like garbage. Point blank period. I have had to learn that time and time again. I have lost friends. I have gotten just ran through the ringer because I expected that person to treat me as good as I treated them, and most people are not going to do that, unfortunately. Sometimes you have to tell people how you feel. Whether you cuss them out, whether you make them cry, whether you write it down and give it to them, sometimes it's best to just leave no stone unturned. And if that is better for your mental health, that's just what you have to do, okay? I'm someone, I have no filter. I was born without a filter, and I will tell you where to go right real quick, okay? And sometimes people don't hear you when you're being nice to them. So you have to literally tell them how you feel, no matter how it comes out. Number six, choose peace. Living a more peaceful life has helped me in so many ways. I cannot stress that enough. Choose peace. Get rid of toxic people in your life that are stressing you out, that are worrying you to death, and have a peaceful life, because it will be 1,000 times better and easier on you. Your mental health and the fight for your mental health is worth it. There have been times, and I've went through things in my life where I feel like I'm never getting out of this stage of my life. I'm never going to make it through X, Y, and Z. But you will. You have to push through. It's going to suck. You're going to cry. You're going to be mad. You're going to throw things, if you're anything like me anyways. And there's nothing wrong with that. Your mental health is worth fixing, and it's worth getting through those hard times in life, because it's inevitable and they're going to happen. This one is more like RV life related. Living with less does not mean you are less. So many people are like, how in the world did you have the courage to sell your home and 95% of your things to live in this little bitty camper on wheels, a freaking trailer, as some want to call it? And I'm telling you, the way that I feel so free after letting all of that materialistic things go is unbelievable. Like, I can't even explain it. I can't even put into words. If that is a video y'all would be interested in, let me know, and I can get with my husband and we can come up with a way to express how I feel. about letting all of our stuff go and living in our camper. Number 9 and number 10. Number 9 is travel as often as you possibly can. I cannot stress that enough to people. Travel, travel, travel. It doesn't matter where you want to go. It doesn't matter if you just want to go stay the night an hour down the road in a hotel, or you want to fly across the country, or you have a camper or want to do a road trip and go across the country. It is so worth it. That is a feeling I cannot express when you get to go to a new city or a new state that you've never been before and see there's so much to this world, and I can't wait to experience as much of it as I possibly can. And number 10 is chase that crazy dream. If you have a dream of wanting to sell your home and live in an RV, or you have a dream of buying a freaking Corvette, or you have a dream of whatever it may be, owning a clothing line, or starting a brand, or being an influencer, or being a content creator, any dream you may have, anyone around you is telling you your dream is crazy or your dream is unachievable, they're a liar. And as long as you put your mind to something, but you have to put into the work, you can achieve any dream that you have in this world. Life is heavy, but only for a season. That is the part to remember when you were in the trenches, when you were going through it, when you were going through grief, when you're going through anger, when you're going through change. Life is hard, but only for a season. You can make it through this season. Number 12 is one that some people are probably not going to like, but if you are unsatisfied with your life, any aspect of your life, you are the one that can change it. That's a hard pill to swallow if you are definitely in the midst of being unsatisfied with your job, being unsatisfied with your weight, being unsatisfied with your finances, being unsatisfied with your car, being unsatisfied with your home, whatever, being unsatisfied with the city that you live in, the state that you live in, any of those things. You have the power to change those. Some of those things you may have to, make out a plan of, okay, for 2026, by the end of 2026, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z so that I can change just about my life come 2027, whatever that may be. You have to set a plan and make it happen, and you can change those things about your life. This next lesson is for the girl who is going through it in the dating scene, who is, picking all the wrong men. Let me tell you something. Marry the man that makes you smile, not the man that boosts your ego. I could not tell you the amount of relationships and the amount of dates I went on before I found my husband. And even after I met him, when we were just friends, I was still trying to choose those men that were going to boost my ego versus the man that made me smile and the man that was actually for me. There is a man for you out there. There is a partner for you. The world is such a huge place, but you have to go out there and search for them. I cannot imagine being single in this day and age. Me and my husband have been together for almost 9 years. It'll be 9 years in November. And let me tell you, that is the best man that I've ever found in my whole entire life. But I promise you, you can have a love like that. You just have to look for him, and the Lord is going to put him in your path when it is time, because let me tell you, I was not ready for my husband when he came along. Number 14 kind of contradicts what I said earlier, but sometimes saying nothing is the best response. Not all the time. Sometimes you have to tell them how you feel, but there are times in situations where you just have to look at that person and say, you know what? Okay. And just don't say anything else. And that is a hard thing for someone like me to do. But I've learned how to do it in the last year. Number 15 is short and simple, but slow down, girl. Slow down. Slow your roll. There is no reason to be in that big of a hurry. Just slow down. Point blank, period. This lesson is wear what makes you comfortable. Don't worry about what's trendy, okay? Wear what you like, the colors you like, the color scheme you like, the style that you like. Wear what makes you comfortable in the body that you have, and don't worry about what the most trendy thing may be or anything like that, because you look great in what makes you comfortable. Number 17, being you is enough. I know, that's kind of a crazy concept, right? Being who you are unique. There is only one of you on this earth. One. So don't try to be like anybody else. I don't care what anybody says. You keep being you, girl. Some days are meant for a nap, okay? Some days are meant to bed rot. We just can't stay there. There's nothing wrong with taking a day or a few hours to bed rot, but we just can't take a week, okay? No, we can't do that because we're going to fall into that depressive episode. So we take our day, we bed rot, we couch rot. The next day, we get up and go on about our business. 19 and 20 kind of go hand in hand. So talk to your support system, and it's okay to let people in. Those two things, when I lost my dad, were very hard for me. But I had to talk to the people that were around me, and I had to let people in to let them know how I was grieving in order to work through that grief. I don't like to say I got through that grief, because grief is something that I personally feel like never goes away. So 19 and 20 go hand in hand. Talk to your support system, and it's okay to let people in, girl. On the subject of losing my dad, another lesson that I learned is losing a parent, especially when you're as close as me and my dad were, is something you are never going to get over. You're never going to get through it. You're never going to feel like yourself. It's just something that you figure out how to deal with, unfortunately. This next one was a big one for me. Having quality friendships over quantity friendships is 1,000 times better. Now, if I see these people that have these big, huge friend groups, I'm not saying this is always the case, but typically when you have those big friend groups, you know, the 4 or 5 girls that get together and they go on the trips and they're in a group chat and yada yada, you usually have 2 or 3 girls that are kind of in a clique by themselves a little bit. And that's because those are the true friends that you have, you know. I have 2 friends that are my true friends, ride or die, love them so much. And that is far better than having 10 friends in my mind. This next lesson is actually going to talk about my iced coffee. Get the $8 latte every once in a while if it makes you happy, okay? That $8 is not going to break you. If you're already in debt, you're going to be fine. Now, I'm not saying make it overboard, because I do not get a coffee every single day. I didn't even buy this coffee. My mother did, because it is my birthday. But I buy an iced coffee out maybe once a month, if that. So when I say every once in a while, I mean every once in a while. But there's nothing wrong with treating yourself, but I do highly recommend figuring out a way to make your coffees at home that you will love. And even I have like plastic cups and lids and straws that I got off of Amazon. So if I'm in the mood to get an iced coffee out, but I don't want to spend the money, I'll just put it in my plastic cup. And of course, you can put it in the plastic cup every single day if you're going out to the office or something like that. But yes, if you want an iced coffee, get you an iced coffee every once in a while, because there's nothing wrong with that. While I'm on the topic of money, if you are in credit card debt or financial debt in general and you want to get out of that debt, you are never going to get out of that debt having the newest, finest thing. Okay, I'm not someone that buys all the newest things. Yes, my husband did get me this Garmin for my birthday, but that is the most amount of money that I've spent in a while on myself. So you are never going to get out of debt if you constantly, every single time you get paid, you pay bills and then you blow every penny that you have. That's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people, but it just is the truth. I'm getting dark. Hello. It's kind of getting dark, so I'll try to fix it in my editing, but if I can't, I'm sorry. Okay, I changed up the angle a bit. The next lesson is do not tone yourself down for anybody. Do you hear me? I have heard my whole entire life, she's too loud, she's too big, she's too this, she's too that. No. Those were just not my people, okay? Do not tone yourself down to suit somebody else. These next two kind of go hand in hand, but growth does not happen until you're uncomfortable, okay? And growth can be so much fun. Watching your progress physically, mentally, emotionally, everything is crazy. Like, I can look back at myself from 2 years ago and I'm like, I'm not just talking about my weight. I'm talking about the way that I felt. I can remember by looking at pictures the way that I felt mentally and physically in some of those, and I'm like, that is insane. Growth, it can be so much fun, and it happens when you're uncomfortable, okay? You got to get uncomfortable to change up some things in your life, and that's just how it is. The last two things are 28. You do not have to wake up at 4:30 a.m. to be productive. Yes, I know you see things on TikTok and on Instagram Reels, and you're like, oh my gosh, look at her, 4:30, 5 o'clock a.m. routine, she's so productive, blah, blah. You don't have to wake up at that time to be productive. You wake up when it works for you, and you can still accomplish just as much as she does on any given day. And last but not least, being the healthiest version of you is not going to be easy, but it is worth it, and it is so achievable. Thank y'all for listening to me yap. Wish me happy birthday down in the comments. And if you like these kind of just car sit chit chat videos with me, just let me know in the comments. I'm in my mom's car, so I don't have my tripod or nothing, so I kind of just had to prop up the phone where I could, and I'm in the shade because it's literally 95 degrees here in Tennessee today, so the lighting is not the best. But you know, I got a video out for y'all on a Saturday, so happy Saturday, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.